Welcome back to another Unstoppable Recap. Now, family, you know, on Unstoppable Live, it's a platform that persons listen to from all around the world. It doesn't matter where. People everywhere is listening to our live show, right? And people call in from all around the world as well to share their experiences. And it could be an experience about anything. It could be an experience about something that happened a very long time, or it could be an experience about something that's presently happening. Now, this experience that right here that this young lady is talking about, she's sharing how her very own sister attempted to take her life in the worst way possible. Family, this one right here is sad. Take a listen to what was shared in this episode on Unstoppable Life.
I'm from a big family. There's 9 sisters and 2 brothers. And we was like all quite close. And we was invited to a wedding by one of my sisters in France. And we went to the wedding. Everything was fine. It was a weekend, a whole weekend away. Everything was fine. Everybody was enjoying themselves. On the day of the wedding, everything went well. Me and my sister was talking fine. There was no problem. But after the wedding, on the way home, we all got in one car. But normally we have a bit of banter where somebody will say something that's not nice about the other person. And on this case, it happened to be me, my sister, and her daughter. Um, and she said something about my behind. And I said something about her shape that wasn't very nice. And then when we got to the car, her sister, my sister said to me, "Please don't be horrible to my daughter because I'm the only parent she's got, right?" And I says, "Well, if she's throwing any sorts of shady comments, she's gonna get it back." And after that, my sister just flipped and went to hit me. Well, I thought she went to hit me, and I went to grab a hand to stop her from hitting me. Um, and her daughter was sat next to me. There was about 4 of us sat on the back seat. Her daughter was sat next to me. So as I was going to stop her, her daughter grabbed me with her arm, and my neck was like stuck between her arm and her shoulder, right? And this other side, my sister was like hitting me, but I thought at the time he was hitting me. And then we got back to the hotel, and I realized I was bleeding.
I heard you say you're from a big family. All right, understood that
Yeah,
part. All right, so
yeah,
you went to a wedding. The entire
yeah.
family went to a wedding, or it was just you, your sister, and your niece, and who else?
It was the whole family.
Okay, so the entire family
My
went to a wedding.
brothers, my mom. Yeah, my brothers. I've got 2 brothers and 9 sisters.
Okay,
Uh,
what was the relationship like between you and your sister before this happened?
we was quite close. Half an hour before everything happened, we was joking. My mom was dancing, and I actually videoed my mom and sent it to her because she was dancing with my mom. And I videoed it and sent it to her on WhatsApp, and we was laughing. Um, we was quite close. When she needed money, I'd lend her money. The year before that, I paid for her and her children to go to Dubai because she'd lost her husband in 2018.
So
Um,
so you were pretty close with this sister, so you all never had any kind of altercation, no kind of conflict, no kind of.
okay, there's always been, coming from a big family, there's always favorites. Like in my family, the Redskin sisters were always the favorites, plus the boys. I was one of the dark skin sisters and wasn't such a favorite. So my mom and my dad spoiled all the Redskin daughters, and they'd get special treatment, and they've grown her up thinking she's special, she's better than everybody. And that treatment has fallen into our children's generation. Uh, her children think they're better than my children. So there's always that, but we kind of got over it. We kind of got over it. And everybody tried to start, especially when her husband died, everybody just tried to start getting on. We had a sister that died in May. And because of that, again, we got really, really close. So everybody was quite close, and that's why everybody was invited to this wedding. We all drove to France from England, and we was quite close. We had no problems, but she always thought she was better than me. I was classed, growing up, I was classed as a rebel, a failure. I was classed as one of the biggest losers in the family, but as it turned out, I did a lot better than she did in life. And to what she did, everybody says it's something that something that had been eating away at her. It's like she grudged me. It's like she had a grudge on me for years and years. My brothers and sisters, they was all there. And they even say up till today, they can't understand how she could do that. They can't get it. And when they did tell her what she'd done, she denied it. She says, "No, I didn't." And they said, "Yes, you did. We was there. We saw it."
What did her daughter say to you that led to this?
She commented about my bum. She said my bum was unproportional. It was bigger than my body.
Okay.
And then I says, "At least I've got a nice shape. You're like fat all over. You can't tell your bum from," it was banter, but we was just joking.
But
It
see,
was, and me and her children have a lot of banter. Me and her daughters, and sometimes she does, right? And because she says little snidey comments, like really negative comments to me, and she'll be saying to my mom, right? And I just laugh it off and think it's nothing.
right.
But after this, I know there's a massive problem, because even after that, my mom knew what she'd done, and she never came to look for me. She stayed away. My brother knew what she'd done, and at the night, he said, "You either come back out and you sort it out on a 1-to-1, or you report him to the police." And she refused to come out the car. So my brother said, "Call the police." But the next morning, when he'd sobered up, he says, "You can't lock her up. You've got to try and sort it out. We've got to try and sort it out internally." But then there is no sorting out. We stopped being sisters the minute I got attacked. And I don't know, it really hurts me, because I can even remember choking in my own blood, trying to get myself off the headlock, trying to fight back, and I can't fight back. And this is from somebody that I trusted, somebody that I loved, somebody that I've grown up with.
Okay,
Right,
let's get back to the day the incident occurred. Okay, so
okay.
you all was leaving from the wedding, and
Yeah.
your niece said something to you. You responded.
Yeah, everybody's merry. Everybody's merry. Everybody's happy because it's been a nice wedding. And we've all drove to France, but I went in my brother's car. His wife doesn't drink. She was driving, but there was one extra person in the back seat. And that's why probably, and I was a bit tipsy as well.
Okay,
And
so when you responded to her daughter, y'all was in the car at the time.
no, outside the car. But then we just got into the car. So when I got into the car, my sister was sat in front with my sister-in-law. And that's when she says, "You shouldn't talk to her like that, because her father's dead and I'm the only parent she's got."
Okay, what was your response when she said that to you?
My response was, if she doesn't want to be if she doesn't want to be told about herself, I don't think she should be telling people about themselves.
And when you said that, she just immediately snapped, or what happened?
She snapped and she swung for me. She was sat at the front and she swung for me with her right hand. But because I seen her right hand coming, I went to try and grab it. While I went to try and grab it, her daughter grabbed me with her arm and her shoulder. I don't know how, it's like a choke slam. So I'm trying to get out of the daughter's arms, and on this other point, my sister's attacking me. But I think it wasn't a bottle; it was a glass of wine.
Okay.
It's all happening in the car, and then so my sister-in-law stops it and tries to get, because there was like a convoy of cars with all the other siblings. So my sister-in-law stops the car and says, "You've got to come and try and stop this lot. They're fighting." So they're trying to get me out the car, and they can't get me out. So I think one of the other brothers-in-law comes and pulls me out, and as he's pulling me out, my dress rips. My dress rips, and I think the zip broke, and then he throws me on the floor, and then somebody says my sister jumps out, and she carries on just kicking me in my head, in my body, and but the daughter's still attacking me. Then I'm saying to my brother, "How could you let her do this?" And he says it happened so fast. It all happened in a matter like 20 seconds. It happened so fast, because in the car was my brother and my two nieces and me, and then my sister-in-law and my sister at the front seat.
So while your sister attacked you in the car, right?
Yeah,
Did anyone try to pull them off of you while this was happening, though?
yeah, but because she was using an object, nobody could really touch her. They was trying to get my niece, but she was on the end and the door was shut, so there was nobody that side to stop her. I was in the middle, then there was another niece, and I don't know what she was doing.
Okay, so at that point you said that you didn't even know that you were being stabbed.
No, I just thought she was hitting me. I didn't realize I was being stabbed. And when I like gained conscience back, I realized my dress was like ripped open and all my breast was out. I was naked, basically.
Okay, so after this incident happened, at what point you realized that, hey, I have wounds? Because viewers, she sent me, listen, I wish I could show you the images. She sent me a number of images that if you could see it, your heart would weep to believe that this lady's own sister did these things to her. Like, I'm looking at the images, the photos that she sent me, and my heart immediately started to pain to believe that your own sister could do this, to someone who is supposed to love, appreciate, and protect you. And like I said, I can't show you the images on YouTube, but just imagine what I'm trying to say to you people.
Right. The deep cuts are about 17. There's one across there's one between my eyes. I don't know what you call that. The nose bridge. That missed my eye just by a little bit. And then that had 2 stitches. And then the rest of them are on my legs. There's a place on my legs in between my thighs. It's like she used the glass she's trying to stab me, but I don't think she could get to me, so she just scratched me from the top to the bottom of my legs. That wasn't so deep, but on my legs there was a deep cuts where I had to have stitching. When I called the police, because everybody said call the police, so I called the police, and the police looked at the cuts and they said they're really bad, you need to go to hospital. And and I got sent to hospital. I got my medical report, and then came back to the hotel after being treated. I came back to the hotel, but it's like she was really trying to destroy me, because there was like, even I had a cut under my chin. There was a cut under my chin. There was a cut, but that one it wasn't so bad. It was just a little cut. It was like a graze. My nose bridge, my legs is where she went chaos. I can't even wear a dress. If I wear a dress, you just see wounds. You just see black marks.
So after this incident happened, when you went to the hospital, where was your sister during this time? Where was she?
She was at the hotel. She was at the hotel. They all went back to the hotel.
So an incident
we all went back to the hotel.
So an incident like this happened. You're injured 17 times, and everybody just goes back to the hotel as if everything is fine. So who took you to the hospital?
Just the ambulance.
And none of your family members accompanied you to the hospital?
No.
Hold up.
No, nobody came with me.
Are you like, I'm trying to figure out, is it that your family don't accept you or something? What is going on there? Because
right, in our family, there's a group of siblings that are hierarchy. They've like got degrees, and they're like fairer than the darker ones, and there's some that there's like me and my 3 sisters, and we've not got degrees. And my mom favors some. If my daughter and my brother's daughter was to turn up in my mom's doorstep, my mom would never see my daughter, unless I was giving my mom money. Unless I was bribing her, she'd never see my daughter. But she loves some children more than she loves some others, and it's the way she's brought us up. So some of us are really important and some of us are not important, and because of that upbringing, that's how we've just all grown to be.
But why do you, if you know this about your family, why do you try so hard to be around them? I mean, I understand that they are family, I understand that they are blood, but if you know this about them, why even bring your daughter around them?
I don't know. I just thought nobody can love you better than your own family. You can't have any friends that are true than your own sisters
but this is your own sister that did this to you, so I wouldn't say that is true.
But no, it's not true. That's what I thought in the past, but now I've realized they don't want nothing good for me. It's like there's a lot of hate and a lot of dislike, and a lot of jealousy.
After you came from the hospital, then what? What happened? Like, was your sister arrested?
No. The police came, they spoke to me, they asked me, what did she stab you with? But I couldn't see her stabbing me, so I didn't know what she was attacking me with. So I says, I think it's got to be a key. And they was writing it all down. And because I was still tipsy, at one point I would cry, and at another point I'd laugh and joke because it just didn't seem real. It was like a joke. And then they're speaking French, we're speaking English, so there's like a communication barrier. One of my sister's daughters speaks French fluently, so she's telling them what happened, but she's not on my side, she's on the other side, so I don't know what she told them, but regardless of what she told them, a crime had been committed. And I think they should have gone and spoke to her and even arrested her. But apparently they went to speak to her. She seemed really calm and said she didn't do it. She accused her daughter of fighting with me, but she said she didn't see her daughter with a weapon. There was no weapon. It was just physical fighting. And then the police went away. So when I came back the next morning, I was trying to call the police now to press charges, because when I got up and I was sober up now, I couldn't believe what she'd done. And I called the police. They wouldn't come out to start with, and they kept saying they don't speak English. Call back later. So I kept calling and calling and calling, and they says, "Well, you can't press charges. You need to go back to England and press the charges in England because you're both foreign. We can't take any complaints here."
Wait, hold on. That doesn't make any sense. Because
I knew that. I know that.
all right, so viewers, listen to what she is saying, right? This isn't making sense, viewers. What she's saying is the police came, did their investigation. She wants to press charges, and they're telling her that they can't do anything because they're from someplace else. Now, somebody tell me if I'm wrong. If a crime is being committed, right, yes, so, and the police come, this is where the crime is being committed. So the police in this town, city, jurisdiction, country, wherever you're there, is where the crime is committed. So that is where the person should be charged. They can't tell you you have to go back to your hometown to press charges, because the police, them, they say, I go tell you, say, listen, that no make no sense. I know you say it happens, so we can't do nothing. That just isn't making any sense, right? So when the police said that to you, what did you say to them?
I said, that's not right. And I said, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to phone the English police right now. So I called the English police and I reported the incidents. And the officer explained to me the crime never happened in England, which I already knew, and I told them.
Exactly. That doesn't make sense, because why would they tell you we can't do anything because you're not from here, you're a visitor? That is just stupid. Anywhere in the world that you go and commit a crime, as long as a crime has been committed, that is dealt with accordingly right where it took place. That doesn't make any sense at all.
And the police in England advised me, you have to keep pushing until they take your statement. Make sure you go to hospital and keep pushing till they take your statement, which I did. This was this Sunday now. I kept calling the police station and they would tell me, no. I went to the police station. They tell me there's nobody here to take your statement. They said, go and come back in the afternoon. I came back in the afternoon, still no one to take my statement. Then I says, whatever happens, I rang the British Embassy, and the British Embassy says, wow, they can't really get involved when the police have made a decision, but it doesn't sound right. So these police now seen me ringing places, and they said, okay, come tomorrow morning, which was the day we was checking out, the day everybody was checking out. Come tomorrow morning and we'll take a statement. So the Monday morning, I woke up and I went to the police station. They took a statement, but still never went to arrest her until later on that afternoon. When she realized the police was after her, she hid. They lied she'd gone to another country, but she was still there. She hid, and the police says, well, because we can't find her, we can't charge somebody that we can't find. So I said, so this is right, what she's done. And the police officer more or less said to me, because you're not French, there's nothing we can do. So I'm saying, well, all these injuries she's done means nothing. So I'm even beginning to now question, am I alive or dead? Because this is not right. Anywhere in the world, anywhere you go in the world, if somebody attacks you and you report them to the police, they normally do something.
Right then
but
and
these
there.
police now are telling me, they're telling me, no, we can't do anything. But then later I remembered the family of the boy that's married to my sister. I think the mom is the mayor of that town. I'm not sure. I think the mother is a mayor.
So
So
they
I
got
think,
connections.
yeah.
They
So I
got
think,
connections. Viewers in
yeah.
here, this is what it boils down to.
I drove back to England with my two daughters. I drove back to England, and then the English police called me to the police station, and they said that's not right, and they couldn't understand it. They took pictures of the injuries, and they said we're going to put it on the file. They took the statements from the police that was I made in France, and they says we're going to put it on the file, but we can't touch her because she's not committed any crime in our country, so we can't
Right.
touch her, but we'll put it on file anyway. um then they after I was injured, they went on to Spain and had like a 2 weeks holiday, and I kept seeing pictures. My daughter kept seeing pictures on social media. They went on like she'd done nothing. She's never ever. It's been 3 months now. She's never come to apologize. My mom's never tried to reach out to me. There's the sisters and the one brother that are not liked so much. I'm still in touch with one sister and one brother, but everybody else keeps themselves to themselves. My sister that passed away in May was her birthday yesterday, and everybody went to the cemetery, and they behaved like nothing had happened. And one of my sisters said to my brother that talks to me, I can't believe the division. I can't believe how we're divided. Um, but at this rate, I'm thinking, how do I go on? How do I even get the strength to come out of bed and go on? It's not right. I need justice. How do I go on?
After this happened,
And
let me ask you
yeah,
a question. After this happened, right?
yeah,
And you think back to the incident, you think about the entire ordeal. Was there
yeah.
any point where you broke down and literally shed tears, like just thinking about the entire situation? Was there any point where this happened?
All the time, all the time. I remember choking on my own blood. I'm trying to get myself off the headlock. The little girl is punching me in my face. There's blood coming, and I thought it was a nosebleed, but it must have been coming from the stab on my face. The blood's going down my throat, and I'm coughing I'm choking on my own blood. It haunts me every day. And for somebody to do something so wrong and get away with it, I just don't understand it.
Has she tried
And
speaking to you since this happened?
she's never, ever, ever said sorry.
No, I mean
My mom,
normally. Did she try to come around and talk to you? Because I know you said everyone
no,
acts as if nothing happened, but
yeah,
did she ever try to like come around and talk to you normally and pretend as if that situation never
no,
occurred? Okay, so she's just
no.
avoiding you.
No, in September, we had a cousin that's a priest came to visit, and he went to my brother's house, and she came to my brother's house and came to sit by me, and I thought, what? You're going to come and try and sit by me? Um, and I had to like tell her, no, you can't sit there. Um, she behaves like nothing happened. And she's got a daughter that's 12 years old. Before the 6 weeks holidays, the teachers called her and told her daughter was trying to kill herself. Uh, And then her daughter just keeps saying she wants to die, she wants to die.
Now that's your dose of unstoppable recap right here. If you're loving the recaps and you want to listen to the rest of what was shared in this story, click the link down below in the description. It will take you to this very exact video that was streamed live on Unstoppable Live, and you can listen to how this all ended. And you want to participate in the live shows, make sure to hit that subscribe button while you're over there and turn on the notifications, all notifications, so that you don't miss another live stream. And also hit the subscribe button right over here on the recap channel as well, and turn on all notifications too, so that once we upload a recap, you will get notified. Until the next Unstoppable recap, stay strong, stay positive, but most of all, remain unstoppable.
Unstoppable.